right, guys, so I want to go over 3 sort of mindsets that I want you to approach today with. And the first one is there's a saying in Jeet Kune Do, a very popular adage, which is absorb what's useful, reject what's useless. And that actually comes from a plaque that Daniel Santo had hanging in his school, which actually the full quote was, research your own experience, absorb what's useful, reject what's useless, add what is specifically your own. Now, I want to focus on that top part, which is research your own experience. My goal today, and in all these lessons, I'm going to be doing 3 weeks of lessons 3 times a week. So my goal in these is to just give you experiences. So there's a lot of different factions of Jeet Kune Do, different interpretations of Jeet Kune Do. My lineage is through Sifu Chris Kent, who was one of the backyard students of Daniel Santo at the time of Bruce Lee's death. So he was actually training when Bruce Lee was still alive. And I'm going to actually start our 30 minutes completely over here. Hold on. So we're going to do a full 30 minutes today. Okay. So he was one of Bruce Lee's one of Daniel Santo's backyard students when Bruce Lee was still alive. So that gives you kind of a timeline of when he trained with Bruce Lee. And so there's a lot of different factions of Jeet Kune Do. I just want to give you experiences. You take from it what you want, and if something doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. But I do want you to approach today with a beginner's mind. We've done different workshops with different martial arts schools, and we did one with a Wing Chun school. And the Wing Chun people kept trying to turn everything I was teaching them into Wing Chun. And I get it that you do need to absorb it into your own structure. If you find value, you need to turn it into your own structure, but don't do it right out of the gate. First, have the experiences, then pull from those experiences, but you got to have them first. So that's my first ask of you, is to just let go of any perception you have of Jeet Kune Do or any way that you tend to do it. The other thing is Bruce Lee used to tell a story of the caterpillar and the grasshopper, and the grasshopper sees the caterpillar walking along and he goes, how do you coordinate all those legs? And then for the rest of the day, the caterpillar couldn't move because he kept thinking about, like, how do I move? And a lot of the times we learn something and every technique has 20 little components. And so we fill our minds with all these questions. Oh, am I doing it right? Do I need to turn this way? Do I need to turn that way? And it's kind of that paralysis by analysis thing where we just overthink it too much. So I want you to just kind of let go. If you just get 1 or 2 things out of today, if it just feels a little bit better as from the beginning to the end, then you're good. And you've got your whole life to keep training and kind of whittle down and kind of chip away at the statue, so to speak. So that's the second mindset. Don't overthink anything today or any of the days that we train. And then the third mindset is you are your most important instructor. Sifu Chris Kent used to always talk about that there are 3 instructors in the room. There's the person leading the class. There's your training partner, which today you won't have one, so you can take him out. And then there is yourself. But you are your most important teacher. So that's why Jeet Kune Do does so much equipment training where you're hitting pads, you're hitting bags, because that's giving you feedback to learn from. So you can know if you're getting something more correctly by, is the power increasing? Is the speed increasing? Are you getting more snap, more pop? Now you do need some feedback from like a partner and an instructor, but sometimes people go, oh, I don't want to train by myself because I don't have somebody telling me if I'm doing it right. A lot of doing it right will come down to what feels right to you. Are you improving? So you are your own best instructor. With that said, that also means to be very intentional in your training. Don't just do mindless reps, okay? 10 mindless reps are not equal to even 1 very intentional rep where you do something and then you feel your balance, feel the ground. Okay, that's enough of me talking. Let's get into stuff. So, I always like to do the good old-fashioned Jeet Kune Do bow. My instructor, we would do it when we first started, and then over the years, he just kind of dropped it, and we would just do this as a bow. And nowadays, I actually usually don't bow with my students at all. We just kind of get started. So, but you know, you're here for a little bit of, I want to kind of go back a little bit to the roots of Jeet Kune Do. So we're going to learn the bow. Now, the bow is, I tell people, the bow is the hardest thing you will learn with me. So we're actually today just going to learn the hands. Okay, here's the full bow. Okay, here's the full bow. And there's different versions of it, but this is the one that I usually have my guys do whenever we do the bow. So there, that's the bow. We're just gonna do the hands. It's gonna be a little bit confusing because you're looking at me, so my right hand is gonna look like my left and all that. So keep in mind that we are mirrored. So you're going to go left hand over right, okay? You're going to give, your feet are together, you're gonna give a little bit of a bow, and then your right hand is gonna make a fist and it's gonna come to your side, okay? Your left hand is gonna come to the side of it there. There's meaning behind all this. One of the meanings is like you conceal your weapon and then you show your weapon. So it's like a, here's my weapon. I take that as like it's a fair fight, basically. Like I'm showing you respect. So we do a little bow, hand comes to our side, then we extend and our our index finger knuckle is on the center of our palm like this, okay? Then we go back of the hands together, we roll, we scoop in, and then to our side again, and then we push straight down. And this right here, one of the meanings of this, it's very yin-yang. It's the scholar and the warrior is one of the meanings. So, so when I go here, there's also meaning in that as well. So let's do it one more time and then let's get into this. Left over right, slight bow, right comes to the hip, left is on the side, then extend, put that knuckle against the palm, back of the hands together, roll, two, and down. Awesome. All right. So today's not going to be a super intense workout. My goal in this is to teach more than to just build up a sweat. So if you are looking to get a workout, go get a run or go hit the bag for a little bit after this. But let's start with the stance. So the fighting stance is one of the most personal aspects of Jeet Kune Do to the person. And what I mean by that is everybody's stance is going to be a little bit different. It's a little bit like if you're trying to line up your best tools against their worst. So if I'm a wrestler, if my best tools are wrestling and grappling, I might have a lower stance because I'm getting ready to shoot in and I want to make it easy. Whereas if I'm more of a kicker, I might have a little bit more of a tie stance where my feet are a little more straight up and down. Or I might have a more bladed stance if I rely a lot more on my lead tools and I like to dart in and out. So your stance will adjust based on what you're doing, and it might even adjust throughout a spar or a fight based on your tactics. So it's kind of like football game. You're running different plays, and how you set up for those plays is determined by that. But we're going to go a little bit by the book for now, and then you just find your stance. So what I want you to do is just take a little jump, just like this, and see where your feet land, okay? Now imagine that you are on tracks, okay? So the floor is lava, but you've got two beams that are under your feet. You're going to take your right foot. Now, Bruce Lee was a fan of right side forward or strong side forward. So if you're right-handed, put the right side forward. I go either way. I don't mind. Sometimes trying to do everything with your right foot forward feels very awkward for people. And there's already so much to learn that I'm like, you know what? It's good to have both leads down at some point anyway. So go with what's comfortable to you. But if you want to go a little more traditional, take the right foot, step it straight out. So imagine it's on that plank. So you still got your feet about hip width apart. Then you're going to lift your heels up and just pivot them just a little bit. You just want your front foot just slightly arced in and your back foot about the same. Now you're going to lift your back heel up off the ground. So if you can see that, my back heel is up off the ground. It's almost like you're in a runner sprint. So Bruce Lee called it the on guard position because it's very fencing related. That's what they called in fencing. And Bruce Lee called Jeet Kune Do the art of fencing without a sword. But I also like the term, it's an athletic stance. You're in a very athletic stance. You're kind of like trigger ready, okay? Now, the knees bend. You want to have a slight bend in the knees. And what my instructor used to say is that the engine is on. So you've got this constant movement in your knees right here. And ultimately, you should have constant movement anyway with the feet moving. But for now, we're just, the car is idling, okay? Now, as far as the hands go, so that's the stance, the guard. So my body is turned a little bit. I'm not straight on. I'm not completely sideways. My rear hand can be anywhere up guarding my face. So it can be here, it can be here. My front hand can be guarding my face. It can be all the way down, or it can be in between. And we'll practice strikes that work best from different positions. But when I'm actually doing this, I can have my hand moving constantly, what Bruce Lee called the elusive lead. It's very elusive. So I'm threatening. He said it's like a snake's tongue darting in and out. So I'm here, I'm darting in and out. This also makes it hard for a person to read when I'm punching because they're seeing my hand move so much that I'm already in a state of movement. It's already almost to them by the time they realize, oh crap, he's punching. Versus if I were just here and then I just went, well, you can see. But if I'm in a state of movement, it's a lot harder to read. So that's the on guard position. There are other ways to hold your hands too. You'll see fighters with their hands all the way down even. None of it's wrong. There's just things to know, like it's risk and reward. Everything's risk and reward. But I recommend rear hand up, lead hand either up, down, or somewhere in between. But if you can get in the habit of keeping it moving, that's ideal. So here we go. Now we're going to add a little bit of reaction to this, and I want you to get comfortable. What we're trying to do is we're building what Bruce Lee called body feel. Body feel just means that you can feel when something's right. This is in one of my videos on my other channel. This is an example I give. Put your fingers together like this. Now, notice which thumb is on top. So for me, it's my left thumb. Now unlink your hands and then put them together with the opposite thumb on top. That should feel very weird, right? That's body feel. You can feel when it feels weird and when it feels natural, when it's right. You want to train your body to know when you're in a good on guard position. I don't have to look down and go, okay, let me see, am I on the tracks? Is my back heel up? I can feel, this feels like I'm at home right here. And if I were too short, that feels like I have the wrong thumb on top right now. Like this feels weird. This feels weird. Too wide feels weird. Too narrow feels weird. So you're developing body feel. So here's the drill. When I step forward, you're going to do the same. You're going to step forward. So it's almost like we're clashing. So I'm here, I step forward, then you step forward. Then I want you to look, we're going to do what my instructor called a brief inventory. You're going to just look at your stance. Is my back heel up? Is my front foot slightly turned in? Are my knees bent? Do I have the engine on? Also, is my stance really bladed? That's going to make it hard for me to punch and kick off my back side. Is it too wide? That's going to make it hard for me to move forward and back with any real speed. So here we go. So we're standing normal, and then we step. Good. Back hand, is it up by the head? Front hand can be wherever you want it to be, but it should be ready. And now I want you to relax back. Okay, so let's do it again. So we're here, and then we step. Good. Well, how are we doing on time? Man, I planned so much for today. I might end up going over a little bit. All right, and then back. That's one problem, man. I'm good at rambling. I talk too much. And forward. Good. And back. I had a coaches meeting yesterday, and I was like, all right, I'm going to make sure we end on time. And I looked at my clock, and it was already like 5 minutes till the end of time. I was like, oh, never mind. Can I go over 15 minutes? And forward. Did I trick you? Did I get anybody? All right. But that is a true story. Just bad with time. This stuff is so much fun though. Okay, now we're gonna go backwards. So we're gonna step back into our stance, okay? And I want you to check your stance. So here we go, back, and forward, and back, and forward, and back, and forward, and back. Check your stance, make sure you've got all the nuts and bolts right, and then forward. Okay, last thing, we're going to turn towards our right foot. So our right foot stays in place, but we're gonna step out. Now make sure that you don't end up, so you can see this line right here. See how my feet are on the same side of the line? I need the foot over that line. I need a little bit of space in between so I have room to turn my hips. So we're standing square. If you are doing left foot in front, then you'll just go that way. So here we go. And turn. and back. And turn. And back. And turn. And back. And let's get one more. And turn. And back. All right, guys, that's good. And is that anybody? All right. I haven't done this drill in a long time with anybody, so I like to goof around a little bit with it. Okay, now let's look at footwork. And we're going to, today, everything is footwork. My instructor used to talk about disguising repetition. So we're gonna do punches, we're gonna do kicks, but the only thing I care about right now is footwork, darting in and darting out. But we do need to learn what I call stalking footwork. How do you stalk your prey? How do you move around so you're not moving out of position? General rule of thumb is whatever direction you're going, that's the foot that moves first. So if I'm going forward, I go forward foot and then back foot. If I'm going back, I go back foot, forward foot. If I'm going left, I go left foot, right foot. If I'm going right, I go right foot, left foot. I'm never, and every rule has exceptions, but for right now, I want you to treat it as a rule that you never cross your feet, okay? So, I want you to follow along with me. If I move towards you, you move back. If I move back, you move forward. If you get it wrong, don't worry about it, as long as you have some sort of system where you're matching my movement. So if I move forward, you go back. If I go back, you go forward. If I go left, you follow me. So you'll be going right. If I go right, you follow me. Okay? All right, did I mess anybody up there? If I'm going too fast for you too, this is a drill you can do on your own. You can do it in a little box pattern, so you don't have to keep up with me. But if you can keep up with me, then I'm impressed, okay? How's that? All right, never mind. Okay, good. All right, so now, that's the basic footwork. Now let's talk about the push shuffle, and then we're going to learn our first punch. Actually, let's do our first punch first. We're gonna do back fist. So with the back fist, all I want you to think of doing is it's like you have a towel and you're snapping the towel. Okay, we're gonna start with our front hand down. Okay, so our front hand is down and we're just snapping the towel up like this. At the very end, your fist closes. Okay, so I just go here, okay, here. You should feel like a weight transfer come out, whoa, like this. So I'm not just going arm, and I'm not loading up with my body. You pull power from the ground is a good way to think of it. I just whoom, just like that. Okay, now we're going to learn a push shuffle. So push shuffle, I'm going to lift my front foot up and I'm gonna push off my back foot. Let's do that 5 times, and I want you to make it that obvious. In other words, a lot of times when people try and do this fast, what they end up doing is what we'll do later called a slide step, is they jump like this, okay? If you go in slow motion, this foot comes up first and then you push. Obviously, if I'm fighting and I go like this, person's gonna know I'm coming. But we need to get the right muscles moving. So I want you to make it that obvious at first. Okay, I'll do it from the side. I think maybe you can see it better that way. So we're here. I lift my front foot, I push. This is perhaps the most important footwork in Jeet Kune Do. Bruce Lee in the Tao of Jeet Kune Do says you should do this 300 times a day, okay? So let's move back. So we're gonna do 4 more. Lift the front, drive off, okay? 3 more. Lift the front, drive off. 2 more. Lift the front foot, drive off. And 1 more. Lift the front foot, drive off. Cool. And don't worry, I'll be posting this live on my other channel, or not live, but I'll be posting this on my other channel. So Austin Impact Jeet Kune Do, I couldn't go live on there because I don't have 1,000 subscribers, but go like that, go follow that channel. I'll be putting this up there. You can follow along again if any of this is too fast. Okay, so now let's put it with the back fist. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to push as I extend my hand out. So I just go 1, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, and a bonus one. Let's do a bonus one. 6, good, okay? So that's from my hand being down. The next one is we're gonna bring our hand up. It's gonna be, I want you to stick your finger out. Your finger should be pointed right at your opponent. That's the position of the hand. So it's not up here, but it's also not pointed down. And I call it nose picking position, because if I go straight up, my finger is going right in their nose. So that's where I'm at, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive my hip and push my fist straight out. So it goes up the slight arc upward. My fist stays vertical. And in fact, I actually like to turn my thumb slightly, I don't know if you can see it, slightly out like this, okay? So my elbow is slightly turned in. It's a little bit stronger that I find. One of my students who also is a Wing Chun instructor showed me that, and it felt like it added to my power. So I do it that way now. So let's just do the same push shuffle, but we're gonna connect. Actually, let's do 5 lead straights. These are called lead straight punch, by the way. Let's do 5 of these without going forward. So we're gonna stay in place. So we just go 1, 2, okay, my hand, finger, nose picking position. 3, 4, 5, okay? So now, we're gonna do it with our push shuffle. Here we go. 1, and then move back. 2, and then move back. 3, and then move back. 4, and 5. And you know what? We did 6 of the back fist. Let's do 6 of the lead straight. 6. Good. Now you notice everything we're going to do today is off the lead side. Bruce Lee felt that you should develop the lead side of your body because the rear side automatically has natural power. We are going to focus on that. We're not just going to do lead side, but today it's only lead side. My instructor, so I started training with my instructor when he first opened up his gym in Idaho, which is where I lived. And for the first 6 months, we only used lead side tools. He didn't bring in any of the rear side because he's like, once I do, you're gonna love it, and you're not gonna want to throw lead side as much. So he wanted to develop what is often referred to in boxing as an educated lead hand. Well, that's the same with the leg as well. So you want to really develop the ability to bring power and speed into the lead side of your body. That goes back to that sort of fencing concept where Bruce Lee referred to Jeet Kune Do as bare knuckle fencing. So, okay, we've got our 2 punches. Remember, this is disguised repetition. We have our push shuffle. Now we're going to learn our slide step. Okay, this is a slide step there, okay? But we're going to do it with kicks, so we have something fun to do instead of just doing several minutes of sliding up and down. So the first one is a round kick. There are different ways to throw your round kick. They all have positives and negatives. Since we're not hitting a bag, the one I like to teach is more of a snapping round kick. All I want you to think of doing is like you're trying to flick your shoe off your foot. Okay, you're just gonna lift your leg, try and flick your shoe off your foot. Boom, no unnecessary chamber. You don't have to come back like this and then fire. You're just flicking your shoe off your foot. Boom, good, we'll get 2 more. Boom, good, we'll get 1 more. Boom, just like that. Okay, now let's practice the slide step. So slide step, I'm just gonna take my back foot. It's like I'm a leprechaun now, clicking my heels together, okay? So that's what I want you to do. You're gonna come up, you're gonna kick your front foot, and then fall forward. All right, let's do it. Ready, 1, slide step. Now you can reverse the motion, or you can just walk back. 2, good, okay. 3, good. And I've just got my hands relaxed. Right now we're just focusing on the footwork. Okay, that's 4. Let's get 1 more. 5. Good. Okay, now let's connect it with the kick. So watch me first, and then we'll do it together. So I'm just gonna slide up, kick my shoe off of my foot. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do 5 of these. 1, kick, and down. Good. 2, kick, and down. Good. 3, kick, and down. 4, kick, and down. Last one, best one. Kick and down. Awesome. Okay, now we've got to do the iconic Bruce Lee side kick. All I'm going to do with the side kick is I need to turn my hip so that my butt faces this way. I want my toes, if this is my foot, my toes should be angled slightly down. I'm hitting with the heel of my foot. So I'm going to lift my leg up, drive it forward, just like this. Okay, so let's try that. So just from right here, we're just gonna turn so our booty faces forward, pick our knee up just enough to stomp out, okay? We'll do 4 more of those. Step, side kick. 3 more of those, side kick. Now you'll notice when I kick, I then retract my leg. So I don't just kick and then fall forward like that. Again, wherever you're at right now, if you're falling forward, that's okay right now. But what I want you to do, kick and then pull the knee back. That helps pull you back into balance. Let's go 3 more. Turn, kick, and back. 2 more. Turn, kick, and back. 1 more. Turn, kick, and back. Okay, let's add it to the side step. So watch me do it 1 time and then let's do it together. Now you can aim this at the knee. If you aim it at the knee, I think of like if somebody puts a board on a fence, you're just going to try and break that board. So you do bring your knee up a little bit higher, okay? Whereas if you're going to a body, the leg comes a little bit more straight up off the ground. But watch me do it 1 time. My back foot is going to slide behind my front foot because I'm turning my hip over. Boom, like that, okay? All right, here we go, however you do it. Again, all I care about is that you're getting practice on the slide step, so don't worry if you don't feel like your side kick is as good as you'd like it to be. Ready? 1, boom, here. Let's do it again. 2, boom. 3, boy. 2 more. 4, and 5. There we go. So Bruce Lee had what he called the 5 ways of attack. One of those is single. He had single direct and single angulated attack. We'll just say single attack. That's where you see an opening, boom, you take it. And maybe that single shot ends the fight. You know, you see the opening, boom, you break their knee, end the fight. Or, you know, Jeet Kune Do also means the way of the intercepting fist. Maybe they go to attack, they leave an opening, and that's when, boom, you end the fight with 1 shot. That's what we're doing right now. And the next one we're going to play with combos. With that said, let's start to play with a little bit of combos. The second form of attack is attack by combination in the 5 ways of attack. Attack by combination is number 2. We're going to start to just see where that fits, but we're going to spend more time in the next lesson. So all I'm going to do is take that round kick and put it together with my back fist. It's going to look like this. I'm going to go round kick, back fist. And notice I start my back fist as I'm coming down. I don't kick and land back fist. I actually use that to pull me in, okay? There's kind of a saying that if you want to land a kick, throw a punch first. If you want to land a punch, throw a kick first. A lot of times this round kick isn't meant to catch the person. It's just meant to close the distance, close the gap, and then my back fist is where I catch them. So here we go. Let's do 5 of these. So we just slide up, 1, 2, okay? Do it again. 1, 2. Again. Oh my gosh, it says I got 30 seconds left. We're going to go over. 1, 2. 1, 2. One more time. 1, 2. Just like that. Okay? Now we could also turn this. We haven't practiced it, but it's pretty basic. If I take this round kick and I just keep my hips forward, it's now a front kick to the groin. Same kick, I just goes upward. That allows me to have my hip loaded for that lead straight. Let's try that. So 5 of those. So go front kick, lead straight. Front kick, lead straight. Let's see, yeah. Okay, never mind. It's saying I got 2 more minutes. Let's go 2 more. Front kick, lead straight. I have a private lesson after this, so I have to be a little bit careful with my time. Front kick, lead straight. Cool, so that's just putting those kicks together. You could do it side kick. If I did side kick, I probably wouldn't do lead straight, I'd do back fist, okay? You can play with that on your own. Last thing I wanna do is start to combine footwork. This also gives us some defense, some evasion. So one thing I can do is if somebody punches at me, I can push shuffle back. So I lift my back leg and I push like that. So that opens that space. So they go to punch, I lift my back leg and I push. Now done at speed, it looks like this. Boom, okay? But a lot of times when people are new, if they haven't figured out the right muscles, they start jumping like this. It's not a jump. So I want you to go really obvious. I want you to lift that back foot. Boom, there, okay? So we're gonna do this together. We're gonna go, watch me, and then we'll do it. We'll lift, push, and then lead straight. Okay, let's do that. All right, let's go. So lift the back foot, push, lead straight. Now move forward, lift, push, lead straight. Now when you move forward, you can use that push shuffle to go forward if you want. Get a little bit of reps in that. So lift, push, lead straight. Lift, push, lead straight. One more. Lift, push, lead straight. Now sometimes we need to go out and back in again. So it's gonna look like this. We're gonna go push, push back in. I want you to go either lead straight or back fist. Your choice. If you wanna work that back fist, work the back fist or lead straight. So watch me. I'm gonna go 1, 2, okay? So back, forward. Here we go. 1, push, 2, forward. 1, push, 2, forward. I'm going kind of slow. If you've got this, I want you to go tick, 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 tick. Just make sure you're not jumping, okay? Here we go. Again. Push, forward. Push, forward. Push, forward. Awesome, guys. Let's look at another one. We're gonna do the same thing with the slide step. Person goes to kick me in the leg, I pull away from it just like that. So now I'm doing my heel click, but I'm clicking my heels going back like that, okay? So let's just practice that. The person kicks at me, boom, slide step back, okay? It should feel like you're gliding across the floor. Boom, okay? So that's 2. Let's do it 3 more times. Slide step, okay? Slide step. And slide step. All right, now let's combine it with a kick. So watch me. I go slide step, kick, and down. All right, let's do it. 5 of those. Slide step forward, kick. So you should feel like the ground's like a springboard. I got a comment. Let's see what we got. Who's saying, see if I need to come back to classes? Oh, Johnny, dude, I was just thinking about you. I was just thinking about you. We've got a student that reminds me kind of you. And I've been like, man, whatever happened to that guy? I would love, even if you don't come back to classes, I would love to connect with you again, just to see how your life is going, see where you're at. Check out your Jeet Kune Do tattoo that you got. See what else you've added. Okay, here we go. I forgot where we're at, so we're going at 5. So here we go. Slide step back, slide step forward. By the way, Johnny, how do you like my new gym? Well, not new. I've had this for 15 years now. But it's new to you. All right, 3 more. Slide step back, return. Slide step back, you can make that a side kick if you want. Slide step back, boom, okay? All right, I'm kind of going through these a little bit fast. Again, hop over to my other channel. I'll be posting this. I'll have it posted probably in the next 3 or 4 hours, and you can go through this at your own pace. And maybe write these down and practice them. I'll also be going live again on Wednesday. I forgot the exact time, but I think it's gonna be around like 10. So maybe a little bit later than it was today. But anyway, 10 or 10:30. So join me again on Wednesday. We'll be doing more stuff. Let me just see the comments. I got one more drill for you guys. Cool, yeah, hit me up. Let's see, if you can message me your number, or I don't want to just say my number on here, but yeah, look, shoot me a text or give me a call, man. It'd be great to connect with you again. Okay, last drill. We're going to combine the push shuffle and the slide step. We're going to go slide step back, push shuffle forward. Okay, so this might be the person kicks at me as they're coming down. Boom! I crack them as they're right here. Ooh, boom, right there. Again, lead straight punch or back fist, your choice, whichever one you're liking the best, okay? So, Bruce Lee called the lead straight punch the backbone of punching in Jeet Kune Do. So if you're not sure which one, I'd say get good at that one. All right, here we go. So they kick, I slide step back, push shuffle forward. And if this is a little bit much, just do the footwork. That's all we're doing this for, is to get the footwork down. Leave out the punches if you want. Let's go 5 more. So slide step back, push shuffle forward. Slide step back, push shuffle forward. Slide step back, push shuffle forward. Now freeze. Where are your feet? Are they in a good fighting stance? Are you like this? If you went boom and you're like this, I want you to notice that. It's okay as long as you notice it and adjust it. Okay? So slide step back, push shuffle forward. Where are your feet? If they're like that, adjust and make a note of it. I forgot where we're at. Let's go 2 more. Slide step back, push shuffle forward. Let's go 1 more. Slide step back, push shuffle forward. 1 more, just to be that much better. Good. Okay, that pretty much covers, man, I had so much stuff, but I figured this was about where we would get to. Figured this was about right. And turns out I probably could have shaved off some of my rambling. But anyway, that's our lesson, guys. Let's close out with the bow. I'll do the hands and I'll do the full thing, but I just want you to do the hands unless you know the full thing. Johnny, are you working out right now? Are you still following along? If you are, you remember this bow. Okay, so left over right, we give a little bow, put our hands to our side, out, back of the hands, 1, 2, and down. All right, it's okay if you got lost there, because we're gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna do the footwork, but don't worry about the footwork unless you, for some reason, already know it. Just do the bow with me. Sweet! Awesome, guys, and I promise by the end of this week, you will have the full bow down. Skadoosh! All right, I'm going to the comments. Let's chat for a little bit before my private lesson. I kind of like being able to sit down on the ground, so I'm gonna pull this down. Sorry for the crotch shot. Ugh. All right. Oh, I saw somebody commented, I missed it. Let's see. I'm gonna pull this into the ring. Give a better backdrop. There we go. All right, and pull this up. Let me see how to see the comments. Okay, right there. Top chat, live chat. All messages are visible. Let's see. Rusty with the bow. Hey, but I'm glad you did. How much of did you do this whole thing with me, or a good chunk of it, or how much of this did you catch, I guess, Johnny? Also, let's see. Dope Law. How did you do it, Dope Law? How did you like this? And also, do I know you in real life? If so, can you tell me who you are? Because if I do know you, I'd love to actually know who it is I'm talking to. But if I just know you from a screen name, that's awesome, man. I appreciate you being a fan of my channel, especially since I haven't been on here in so long. So, again, I know I've said it a million times, but there's no martial arts instructor. It doesn't say everything 1,000,001 times. So I do have another channel. That's where I've been doing all my Jeet Kune Do stuff. It is called Austin Impact Jeet Kune Do. When I started YouTube, you just had your own channel. And then they started doing branded accounts where you could have, like your gym actually have its own account. So I moved all my stuff over to there. So check it out, especially if you have a heavy bag. I've been focusing a lot on drills from home that you can do on a heavy bag. You can do a lot of stuff, shadow boxing. I just find that it's more fun to hit stuff. So, so check that one out. It's Austin Impact Jeet Kune Do. So my fingers are crossed that when I'm done with this video, I'll see that I've got 2 new subscribers on that channel, because I've got a lot of good stuff on there. I would have gone live on that channel, but apparently you have to have 1,000 subscribers. So I didn't, but I was like, oh, well, you know, I might get to connect with some old friends, and that's exactly what's happened on here. So yeah. What was your favorite thing? Tell me your favorite thing. I want to hear each of you guys. What was your favorite? And also hit me with any questions or anything that maybe didn't work for you, or anything you weren't sure of. I don't know, just whatever. I probably got about, let's see, she should be rocking up in about 3 or 4 minutes. So I got a couple more minutes, and then we'll close this out. It says I've been live for 55 minutes, so we'll see if we kind of make it about an hour. Are you guys going to join me on Wednesday? Wednesday, I think it's going to be 10:30. I have to look at my calendar, but I think about 10:30, so a little bit later, but not much. Will I see you guys with me again? It's crickets now. Oh, I got somebody else watching. Man, whoever just popped on, you just missed the lesson. But I'm sure you can like rewind it, I'm guessing. Oh, and they're back off, never mind. But anyway, guys, so like I said, I'll be posting this video on my other channel. So if you want to go back and work through any of the stuff, it's as easy as that. I'll also put a link to that channel in the description so that you can click on that. If I can do that, I assume I can, but I'm still figuring out some of the rules of YouTube apparently. So anyway, guys, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to rewatch this, again, I'll be posting it on the other channel, Austin Impact Jeet Kune Do, and it should be up in about 3 or 4 hours. And otherwise, thank you all for joining me. Bye, bye, bye. If I can figure out how to exit this. How in the heck do you stop this? Yes. Okay. Now for real. Bye, bye, bye.